So we've just had the Nintendo Direct for February of 2019, and oh boy, there was a lot to go through there. Hi everyone, I'm Scott. Joining me is Jimmy.
Hello.
And today we'll be talking about our opinions on all the stuff that's been announced during the Nintendo Direct. Some of the stuff we'll go in depth about, some of the stuff we'll probably just mention casually and move on because we didn't really care.
Yeah, cool.
But before this Direct happened, Jimmy, what were you hoping for?
I literally was not really expecting anything. I heard the inklings and stuff like that about, not literal inklings, but like inklings about certain games. Like I was hearing a little bit about like a new Zelda, and they were talking about having Zeldas coming out every single year, and I was like, okay, cool, makes sense. I didn't know how they were going to go about that, but from what we've seen now, it kind of makes sense. But that's pretty much the only thing I heard about. I guess I sort of was maybe hoping for the Metroid Prime trilogy to be able to play that, but that might be later down the track now that the fourth game is being delayed. So I didn't really have much expectations. So what were your thoughts before going into this one?
So before going to this one, I was similar. I didn't have any big hopes or dreams or anything like that. I was like, they're not going to show Joko. It's a bit too early for that. I was like, hopefully you might get Yakuza come to the Switch. That never happened. Yeah. It's just something. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting.
At this point, we don't really kind of hold too much expectations for things. I don't think we particularly hold a lot of, we don't hold Nintendo ransom for some huge epic announcements every single Direct. We're just kind of like, okay, cool, we're gonna get some cool games, and what if we may like them and we may not, and we don't really make a big deal out of it. So that's kind of where we stand at this point. We're a bit too chill for this, honestly. We're not gonna get views because we're not outraged about this. Anyway. Exactly.
Now, all of January happened. There was no Nintendo Direct because everyone 100% certain there will be a Nintendo Direct in January. And one person said, we're in that part of Nintendo news cycle where we know a Direct is coming and that it's imminent, but we don't know when exactly it will happen. This was on January 26th, this person tweeted this. So I responded with February 14th, calling it now. And what did you know, on February 14th, here in Australia at least, the Nintendo Direct aired 6 o'clock in the morning.
You got your V-Day wish.
I woke up to do a live stream reaction for it, my first ever live stream. There was a bit of issues with it, we'll get to that later on.
That's fine.
Jimmy, did you wake up in time?
I actually woke up really early. I did wake up a little bit after it, but I got up early. I checked it out. I was I was waiting for you to kind of give me the go as to whether I should watch it on a video, or whether I should just watch it on my own, and you kind of basically were like, oh yeah, just watch it on your own. It's not like anything to get excited and make an entire video, because I would have had to then go to work and then edit it the night after, and would have got it out late, and it would have been worth it at that point. So I kind of was like, okay, I'll just watch it on my own, and I got excited for some things actually. So there would have been some reactions, but maybe for 2 things. So I wouldn't say it's a huge deal. Nothing that I am personally attached to or anything like that. So I don't know, it wouldn't have been worth the reaction. But anyway, I did stick around. I did see it pretty early in the morning. But yeah, no, pretty cool.
Well, let's jump right into the first thing they announced, and that was Mario Maker 2. Now, Mario Maker was one of the last games to come out on the Nintendo Wii U. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. So in Super Mario Maker, you can make your own levels based on Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Mario Bros. World, and New Super Mario Bros. U. Which is really cool. Some really imaginative levels came out of that, and lots of trash. But it was a lot of fun. One of the last best Wii U games. Yeah. Jimmy, did you ever give the original Super Mario Maker a shot?
I've never played it, so therefore I'm actually excited to actually give this one a go, because the Wii U was a console that kind of sat there for a really long time, and Mario Maker was one of the big titles that was man, I'd really love to play with the Wii U to actually play this game. But now it's coming to Switch. Now the Wii U is even more worthless. So I'm excited to give it a go. Hopefully, eventually. I don't know, man. I've been in a rough spot with moving and stuff like that. So who knows whether I'll actually get to play it when it comes out. But hopefully by June, right? I should be able to play some games by then, hopefully.
They've added a bunch of new stuff into the game. They've added slopes, which was something that was weirdly absent from the first one.
Yeah.
There's Super Mario 3D World sort of mechanics.
Yeah, the clear pipes.
And aesthetics.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm looking forward to that. Just a bunch of other stuff. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully some really imaginative levels comes out of it. And I hope the whole sharing mechanic of levels is much better in this game compared to the Wii U version. Because it was sort of similar to Wii friend codes, where if you wanted someone to play your level, you had to give them the massive code, and they had to type in the code to play your level. And it was a bit troublesome sometimes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they streamline it this round. I'm excited.
Cool. That
Next up,
fun.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Now, I'm a big Marvel boy. Jimmy, you a big Marvel boy?
Like in general, sure. I like some of the movies, and I'm familiar with the characters. But Marvel, Ultimate Alliance, is that it?
That's the one.
I'm not familiar too much. I'm not too big on that.
I've played the first, not to brag, I've played the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance probably about 3 times on my Nintendo Wii back in the day.
Very good.
Absolutely loved it. So much fun. It's sort of similar to Diablo, but with Marvel characters. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was based on the Civil War comics. Probably, in my opinion, much better than how Captain America Civil War did it, because in this one, you got way more Marvel characters. You got the mutants, and all the other characters that Marvel movies don't own. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Unfortunately, never got to play that one, but I did watch a bunch of YouTube videos and playthroughs of it. And I thought the series was dead until it was announced last year at the Game Awards. And then a little reminder here, nothing new of interest. Yeah. Mainly sort of the same sort of clips, showed off Captain Marvel, because...
Get that movie tired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think of this game?
I'm not personally interested in it, but I find it weird that it's exclusive, because I'm pretty sure they actually acknowledge that this is an exclusive Switch game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is like weird, because you'd assume that a property like Marvel would want to get its reach out to every console, and even be on PC, be everywhere. Even maybe a mobile version of it being available. It's one of those franchises you'd expect to just be everywhere to advertise the new Marvel movies and all the new comics and everything coming out like that. But no, it's just a Switch exclusive. So to me, that's kind of odd, but it's cool also because, hey, we could get some Mario in Avengers Endgame, which is kind of cool. There you go.
That's pretty
exciting. I look forward to.
So next up, there's this game that was originally on the 3DS. A little puzzle platformer.
Is it niche? Is it a bit of a niche game?
It's a bit of a niche game.
Not many people have played it. Yeah, it's
not many people played it.
It's pretty underrated. Yeah, it's a little game. Box Boy. Yes.
And just announced, coming out April 26, we got Box Boy and Box Girl. Now, I know someone who's really excited. Jimmy, are you excited?
Not me, but I know someone that would be excited. Luke, are you excited? He's not here. But yeah, no, Luke, our friend Luke, he's really into Box Boy. He thinks it's a really niche game, thinks it's really underrated, thinks more people should play it. But now he's going to be able to talk about Box Boy and Box Girl. So that's one extra thing for him to talk about being really niche. So I think there's someone that's going to be really excited about that. Not me, not you, or maybe us. I like puzzle games.
Maybe us. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see. If it comes out and it gets good reviews, I might check it out. Who knows? That's usually how I go about things now.
Yeah, usually, I might check it out. Never do, and I end up buying it, and you end up playing it around my house once.
Yeah, because it's like, usually they come out, and then you see kind of the reception. You see people talking about it, and they're like, yeah, it's alright, could have been better in some bits, and you kind of get turned off of it. So I think it's advertisements and the companies talking about the games that make me be like, this is going to be the best thing ever. Then it comes out and I'm like, get to the realization that it's not the best thing ever. And then I get turned off of it because I'm like, well, it's a lot of money. I don't have much money. So let me anyway, that's a discussion for another day. I'm sure Box Boy and Box Girl will be worth all of the money that I have in my bank account. So
exactly, and it will be an eShop game as well, so I don't feel it'll be too expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be like one of those like $20-$30
kind
games.
of like the new Snipper Clips kind of.
Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, I like those sorts of games, especially co-op. I'm excited for it to be co-op because having more co-op games is really nice, because when you live with your partner, it's always good to have games that are co-op. So that's fun, and also I don't have an extra control for my PS4, so if they come to Switch, that's also extra good. So there you go, because you just get 2 controls with that anyway. Switch is great. Good Switch.
Damn right it is. Something else that's great is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate version 3.0 will be coming out by the end of April. Of course, they were like, Joker's coming. They showed off his little model, nothing else really, and also teased some new modes that will be in the game. I think we may be getting the stage builder back from Smash Bros. Brawl and Wii U. Just from the... So they showed it off, sort of like a pixelated menu, and I don't know, just the way it looked kind of reminded me of the stage builder. I don't know, that's my prediction. What do you think?
They've done a spirits mode again, and they've like pixelated it out, and someone's going to come along? I think they pixelated this out quite a lot more than they did with the spirits mode. So like, I think it's going to be a little bit hard to like figure this one out. But hey, it's going to be fun to see like 100 videos of people looking at every pixel. Like, I mean, there was only like probably like 50 pixels in that whole image, so there you go. There's not much to analyze, so a lot easier for people, but like that makes it harder as well. So I don't know. It's kind of like a non-announcement to me.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're doing stuff. But that's it.
Yeah, I would expect it to come out maybe April 21st, my birthday. I'm going to actually predict it.
Is that your prediction?
April 21st.
What? You say April 21st. I'm going to go April 26th. That's my prediction.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
The later the better for the more development time. So you know what? That's a good idea. Especially if it's a Friday. If it's a Friday, then you're right. Oh crap! Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I should go.
See, I predicted the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, you're right. April 26th. That's a Friday. Oh yeah. Okay, that actually makes the most sense. April 26th is probably gonna be the one. You're probably right.
So next up was a game that I was not expecting to see at all. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. A game originally released on the Wii U, then got ported to the Switch and 3DS, and now with new updates and DLC. A free update that's come out which lets you do 2-player co-op, which is something that should have been in the base game. Originally the 2-player mode was sort of like Mario Galaxy-esque, where someone just had a pointer and they just click stuff to stop things from happening. But now you can have 2 toads walking about. Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, always happy to have more co-op stuff. That's always good. Cool.
And then also paid DLC for new courses and levels. I'm not that keen on it. I don't think many people will pay for DLC for that. Not
the kind of game that I expect people to pay for like DLC, unless someone's a huge fan. But what I've actually realised as well with this game, because I was watching a bunch of like 5-minute reactions, the ones that are edited down to like the best parts of it. I found that like a lot of people actually didn't realise that Captain Toad was actually out on Switch. A lot of them were like, oh, this game's still coming out. Like, that's with their immediate reaction. And they don't address the fact that like the game is out. They don't realise it. And I'm like, I know this game is out. So this, I think it goes to show that people don't really care about this game. So therefore, that's why a lot of people kind of turned up to like the paid DLC and not really going to do that. So free update sounds cool with co-op and stuff like that. At least we don't have to pay for that. But I don't know, unless someone, again, is like huge into the series, then you're probably not going to see a lot of people going for that. But hey, it's there, whatever. Probably should have been free, but whatever. Anyway.
Next up, a Castlevania-like game, Bloodstained.
Yeah.
During this part of the stream, my live stream decided to stuff up a bit and my camera freezed on me. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And I wasn't really paying attention to it because of that. It kind of didn't look all that great. It looked like a very early sort of PS3-like game. The platforming looked very stiff. I don't know. I'm not too keen on it. Jimmy, did you have any impression of that one?
I don't know. I think that from what I remember, again, I'm not maybe misremembering this, but I think the graphics of what it looked like, it was like very overly detailed and 3D rendered. From what I remember, is that kind of how it looked, or am I misremembering that?
A little bit. It was very heavily stylized.
Let me have a look, actually. Yeah, it had a lot of over complexity with the fact that it's a 2D Castlevania kind of thing, and it was like 3D. It didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really work on me. I feel like it could have used a little bit more simplifying. Yeah, it had some cell shading here and there, but I don't know, it looked a bit too much. It looked a bit, yeah, like, so it's like someone's like, you know, university project or something like that in terms of how it looks. I'm sure it might play alright, but like, I've got no interest in it just because I think the sorts of Castlevania games that stand out to me the most are ones that go for a bit more simplistic 2D graphics, because I think that, I don't know, they seem to be more appealing and a little bit easier to play because there's not too much things going on. So yeah. I don't know, that was my initial reaction to it. I thought that it looked a bit odd, but again, that could be the stream bitrate,
which is a bit of a shame because it's made by one of the producers of the Castlevania series, and was also a Kickstarter game. It was probably the biggest Kickstarter game before Shenmue 3 came about. So it might be good when it comes out. I don't know.
It'll play fine, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not really interested in it, unfortunately.
I'm more
interested in like checking out Hollow Knight when that drops down. Like, you know, that's the kind of thing I'll be looking forward to in terms of those types of games. So, sorry, Bloodstained, you're gonna stay. I can't think of a joke.
Next up, Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's some good old Minecraft plus Dragon Quest.
Oh, my favourite combination. Ooh.
Dragon Quest Builders came out last year on the Switch and a few years ago on PS4, Steam, Xbox One, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, should be everywhere.
I've heard it's pretty fun. I'm not too fussed on it. I know Jimmy's a big Minecraft boy. Did you give Dragon Quest Builders a shot?
No, never. But I heard from some people that it was actually surprisingly more addictive than like you'd expect it to be. So that makes me not want to play it because I don't want to be addicted to any games. I don't really get addicted to many games anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, cool. It's I'm glad that they're continuing to put more games on the Switch that's everywhere else. That's always fun. Cool.
Exactly. Next up, a surprise announcement. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition S. What a long title.
That's the best title for a game I've ever heard. That, I think that tops the Kingdom Hearts titles. The Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix HD. That, I think it's better than that even.
Oh, that's pretty good then. When this one was getting announced, I was trying to fix my stream. I'm like, what's going on? Let's fix this. So I had no idea what was going on the other screen. Like, I heard the noises and I was making comments on the noises. Like, oh, he said this funny line. Haha. And it wasn't until I fixed it and I looked back at the screen. I was like, what? Because I was not expecting this Dragon Quest XI sort of port for the Switch to actually come out in the West. Because Dragon Quest is quite a niche series for Western audiences. Doesn't sell that well.
Much like Box Boy.
I feel like it will see its audience on the Switch this time around.
Yeah. No, it looks really big and expansive, which I didn't know much about Dragon Quest, but looking at this, I was like, okay, it's got some kind of like I can see some like influence of, well, maybe not influence, but it's got that kind of Breath of the Wild open world kind of feel, but obviously it's got that turn-based sort of combat from what I can see. So again, I'm not always into that kind of combat all the time, so it might not be for me, but also, I don't know, the world looks expansive and huge, and apparently it is massive, so that's quite an achievement, especially for the Switch, to always get like these big open world games. So we're always happy about that. Cool.
I'll definitely be picking it up. It looks really good. It will be my first ever Dragon Quest game, so it's going to be rather exciting. Next up, probably the best game announced during the Nintendo Direct. Jimmy, any ideas what it was?
Does it have something to do with some epic victory royales in a certain game?
It does not, but it does involve some Disney. Disney Tsum Tsum.
I thought you were talking about the other one. Okay, never mind.
This party game featuring the little plushy toys of the Tsum Tsums. Did you ever know what they were before this Direct?
No, I don't think anyone did.
Well, it's also a mobile game which they also ported into the Switch, and during the trailer they actually show the Switch on its side with the Joy-Con still on. trying to look like a mobile game, and I'm like, this doesn't look right. Why are you showcasing this on a Nintendo Direct? It looks like a shovelware Wii game.
Yeah. I don't know.
I won't be picking this one up. How about yourself?
Hey, look, if for whatever reason I decide that, hey, I want to spend $2 in the bargain bin on this game in like a year because I'm an idiot and I've got friends coming over and we want to play some Disney Tsum Tsum, then sure. But unless that specific scenario doesn't happen, then probably not. That's my answer.
Next up, we've got some more news on Starlink, an update for the game, new characters Falco and Slippy, which is really exciting, and also a new Star Fox Racing sort of mode, which is quite funny because this was a rumoured title for a long time. Everyone thought we were going to get a Star Fox Racing game. Turns out it was just a mode in Starlink. Yeah. Do you think this deconfirms the possibility of a Star Fox Racing game now?
No, I don't think it deconfirms or reconfirms. I think it's just, if you believe that game is coming, then I think you should just continue to hold on to hope because, I mean, if anything, like, it shows that it's a possibility that you can make a Star Fox Racing game. So I think it may also, if a game is potentially coming out, if a game gets announced, this could work as a tie-in to be like, hey, if you're into this sort of thing, jump onto this game that's coming out. So I don't know. So maybe.
It's cool to see some more Star Fox content in Starlink. I need to get back to that game. Quite a bit of fun. But next up is a game that is, I don't know. A lot of people love this series. I had never heard of it before the Nintendo Direct. Rune Factory. Have you heard of that one, Jimmy?
Man, I'm a long-time fan of the Rune Factory series. I'm so excited for Rune Factory. I've never heard of this game series in my life. So, no.
So, we've got Rune Factory 4 Special, a remaster, port probably, of the DS game?
Yeah, it definitely looks like a DS game. So, yeah, cool. Good for them. I don't know, it was weird just because, like, with the title for Rune Factory 5, when that came up after that, it was like built up to be like a really like hype thing, but I think that barely anyone is really into that series and barely anyone's heard of it, so it was kind of like a bit weird, bit out of left field, but it is a very Nintendo Direct thing to do, to be like, but wait, now this game is coming out and you get to experience a whole new game. I'm like, never heard of that. It happens so many times in Nintendo Direct, so I'm not surprised. So it's just kind of tradition at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, Rune Factory 5. So exciting. Are you hyped for that one?
Bring it on.
Next up, we had, I apologize if I pronounced this wrong, Onin Arki announced for the Nintendo Switch, a JRPG made by Tokyo RPG Factory, the people behind I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. Both really good JRPGs. Very simple kind of art style to them, but this one seems like they got way more of a budget, sort of gone more cinematic, better graphics. Actually looks quite a lot of fun. I'll probably be picking this one up. Looks like to have a really interesting story as well. Jimmy, did this one leave an impact on you? I know you don't like JRPGs whatsoever, so you probably can't even remember it.
I don't remember it because the moment the trailer started playing, you know what I did? You know on your phone, how on YouTube on your phone you can double tap the sides to go 10 seconds? I just kept doing that until I saw the next thing. Literally didn't see anything of this game. I don't care about JRPGs really at all. I've never had a fun experience with many JRPGs. So I think the only time I've ever actually really, really loved one was Final Fantasy 15, which some people are like, that's barely even a JRPG anymore. So I guess I don't like JRPGs. So let it be heard.
That's fair. But the next thing Jimmy did see was Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh, yeah.
A little reminder for that game coming out very shortly, and released a demo after the Nintendo Direct. I gave it a shot. Jimmy, have you downloaded it yet?
You bet. As soon as I finished watching it, because I got up really early in the morning, I had work that day as well. You bet, 100%. I ran upstairs as soon as I heard that was available for download. I downloaded that, and I played through it. And then Sav woke up. She came upstairs behind me. She's like, "What are you doing?" Because she's really like tired and stuff like that. Like she's barely awake. I'm like, "They released a Yoshi level. You got to play it with me." And she was like, "Okay." And she was like really tired the whole time. And I pretended I hadn't played it, so I was like playing dumb. I was like, "I don't know what we got to do. You got to figure it out, Sav." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then the bit where you actually flip around and you have to go and chase the Poochies. She let out the biggest aw I've ever heard in my life. She thought it was the cutest thing ever. So, I don't know. I'm so excited for this game to come out because that morning of just her and I playing that, that was the most fun I've had playing a game in a little bit. So, I don't know. I'm so excited for this game. It looks so fun.
That was some wholesome content right there.
There you go. I'm so excited for Yoshi. But there we go. How did you enjoy it? Like quite a lot?
I enjoyed the demo so much. So I played through Woolly World in about 2 days. I finished it, but it was kind of just like a marathon. Let's just get through this game. I got it. Might as well play it. It was alright. I didn't love it, but just from the first level of this alone, the game feels much faster, much more fluid, way cuter as well. Yeah, and I just had a smile on my face the whole time.
It was great. It's just really well done. It's probably one of the like best Yoshi kind of, it was better than freaking Kirby Star Allies. I love Kirby, but like that demo that I played for that was just, I don't know, it was just kind of disappointing. It kind of left a sour taste in my mouth for that game. But no, this one just got me so excited. It's so smooth and it looks all fluffy and crafted, and the texturing is really nice in it as well. It looks like very, very well done. Like it looks like you can reach it and touch it and stuff like that. It's just really fun to play and watch. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So there you go. A good opinion from Jim.
There we go. A rare occurrence, that is. I'm sure it won't be next up where we could talk about Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Okay.
Coming to the Nintendo Switch later this year. Jimmy, let me hear it from you. What did you feel from this section? Let me guess, you skipped past it.
Yeah. you know on the YouTube phone app?
Yeah.
You know you can double tap it?
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I did that. The whole time. I skipped all the way through it. I don't have a care in the world for Fire Emblem. I thought when we first watched the thing where they showed it at the Smash, like E3, where they had the cinematic things of the people attacking after you land your bloody chest piece or whatever. I don't know. They're kind of cool. But then watching this, I was just like, yeah, not for me. And I just skipped through it. I watched maybe about 30 seconds. So I gave it a chance, but no.
You gave it a 30-second chance.
No, it was not for me. But how did you feel?
I feel like it could be good. Also, I'm new to the Fire Emblem series. I've only played about half of Fire Emblem Awakening on the 3DS. So I'm not a big Fire Emblem person. I don't know much about the series. Pretty much. I'll probably give it a shot on the Nintendo Switch. It looks pretty good. I feel like it's one of those games where I'm not so excited pre-launch for it, and I'm not hyped for it, but once the game comes out and I actually start playing it, that's when I start to enjoy it, if that makes sense. It's not something I can watch and be like, yo, this is so hype. Oh my god, look at all these classes. Look, I can do training.
Yeah, that looks dope. It's not really like those ones where you like watch it and you get excited for it. It's more like it comes out, you play it, and you're like, oh wow, it's really, really well done. It's really fun. So I get that.
But something I did over is probably the best free game to drop of 2019 thus far. Tetris 99. Oh my lord.
I'm gonna get all the victory royales in Tetris. You will see me. I suck at Tetris actually. Never mind. Have you downloaded it yet?
I downloaded it as soon as the direct had finished.
I didn't. I didn't, but I might. See how I go.
You got to do it. You have to.
I'm not good at Tetris. I'm terrible at Tetris. I've never been good at it. I've never quite enjoyed it because I can never quite get it at all. I can never figure it out and figure out what the tactics are. So I don't know, but I'll try it because I want to see if I can get that Victory Royale in Tetris.
And it's free as well. It's free.
It is free, so you may as well give it a try. May as well chuck it and play, download it, may as well put it into your library and actually have a game you can access and play every now and then whenever you feel like you're a bit bored and have nothing to do with your life.
Exactly.
There you go.
I played it. First time round, I came like 20th. I was like, not bad for first time. Second time, I came third. So far, my best score is second. I'm yet to get that Victory Royale.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. It's so addicting. Last night, I was like, I'll just play like 2 games. Got to the 4th game. Not just one more game. I didn't do very good on the 4th game. Maybe another game. Then I came third. I was like, yeah, I'm so close to coming first. Maybe one more.
It's got that Fortnite effect. They know how to do it.
Effect.
They
do.
They figured it out. Yeah, that's really because people just like laughed at this and were like what, like why? But you play it, I guess, and you see why they put it out there for free, and you see why they would release it now because it's one of those games that people are looking for. Like people like really get a rush out of like, oh, I nearly beat 99 people. I nearly got that Victory Royale. Like I make a meme about it, but it's like a legitimate thing. Like it's legitimate. Like it's a rush you get. Especially when you play like Fortnite and stuff like that. Like we're not like super Fortnite kids, but like it's a fun game. You play, you have a good time, and you get that rush when you're getting really close to the end and your heart goes racing. And I can imagine that in a Tetris experience because usually you play Tetris on your own, and it's like that's usually what puts me off because I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to not like lose, but I could go on forever if I wanted to, if I really tried my hardest. But with this, it's like you've got that. I have to beat all these other people. I can't be in like the first like 10 to go out. I need to push myself to get to the top, and I don't know. It adds an extra layer to Tetris. I know I'm talking a lot about this, but I think people really crave this kind of gameplay style, and especially in a game like Tetris now. So it's gonna hit off, and I'm gonna guess this might be coming up to like mobile if it hasn't already. Like it's gonna be a huge game. Anyway.
So yeah, Puyo Puyo Tetris was my go-to for my Tetris fix, but now Tetris 99 is the way to go. It's free. Go download. Go Puyo Puyo Tetris. Go get that as well. It's pretty fun.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't play Puyo Puyo. No.
But I could go on about Tetris 99 forever, but I won't. Let's talk about a really, really bad Switch port, which they showed off for some weird reason, being Dead by Daylight. Oh my lord, this game looks awful on Nintendo Switch. It looks
terrible. I've not seen gameplay for this game, but like I work in game retail, so I see this game on the shelf all the time. I see it really cheap, and I see it like in the pre-owned sections, and I wonder why. Because it looks garbage. It looks terrible. Like not even graphically, but I just don't see the appeal. It just looks like a generic like survival horror kind of thing that I'm not really gravitated towards at all. How do you feel? Like in terms of
I was just watching it and I was like, what is it? The frame rate was awful.
Just distracted by how terrible. Yeah.
It was awful.
It's
There's
just
a bit
so
where they
murky.
show off the different costumes of all the different characters, and the frame rate drops to like less than 20, it seems.
It's just all muddy and murky, and I know that might be the look they want to go for, but it doesn't work very well at all. It doesn't feel like it's intended. That's the issue. It feels like it's just it's terribly designed and looks really bad. So there you go. There's that game there. But we have to worry about it because we'll never play it, never buy it. So there you go. Cool. Whatever.
Exactly. But next up, an experience for people that have played Undertale, a new game by Toby Fox, being Delta Rune. Now, I haven't played Undertale, so I'll hand this one over to Jim.
I haven't played fully through Undertale, but I can tell you my experience with it is quite enjoyable and wholesome. It's one of those games you pick up every so often. I can't sit through hours and hours and hours of playing it. I'll have to pick it up every now and then and get a good chuckle out of some encounters with some wacky monsters. Yeah, and like we'll talk to Sans and see what he has to say for himself. I'm sure once I get more and more into it, I'll probably find like, oh, I'm spending more and more time. But I'm assuming very early game at this point, so I'm not quite entranced with it. But I know the story definitely gets really interesting from what I've heard. And Delta Rune, which is like a free, what what is it? It's like a...
It's an episodic
it's like,
kind of
yeah, it's like a
thing.
prelude. It's like a prelude to a new kind of story. And then after episode 1 comes out, which is the free one, you have to pay to get the rest of them, which is it's a good idea because it's like you hook people in with the first episode and get people interested in the story, and they're like, well, I have to keep watching. That's what happened to me with freaking Cobra Kai on YouTube Red.
Oh, gosh.
I watched. Yeah, no. You say that. Do you think it's a bad show? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's actually really good for a YouTube Red show. Actually, really well done. I quite liked it. I watched episode 1 for free. I reckon you should check it out. It's quite good. And then after that, I was like, I had my free trial available, so I got the free trial. I didn't pay for it, but if I didn't have that free trial, I probably would have paid the subscription to watch it because I was actually quite like engaged in it. Or I would have made a new YouTube account and just use the free thing there. I've got a couple of old YouTube accounts I could use anyway, so you know what? I'll never have to pay for YouTube Red ever. So season 2, come at me, I'll watch it. Anyway, it's that kind of thing. You grab them as episode 1 and pay for the rest. So cool, good idea. I mean,
next up, Damon X Machina showed off some more on the game and dropped a demo for it as well. I haven't given the demo a shot yet. I've been playing Tetris 99 too much.
Oh man, I've played it.
You played it?
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to say that.
I have.
So I was going to get through this one very quickly, but Jimmy, let me know your thoughts.
I played a little bit of it because it was in between me playing Yoshi, and then I chucked it on and I played a little bit of it, and then Savannah came up and we played Yoshi again. But in between that time, I maybe got about 15 minutes of playtime with it, and I gotta say it's stylistically, it's got a cool art style. And I don't know if it's got particularly the most engaging combat of all time. I think the idea is it's meant to make you feel really like powerful and over the top.
Oh, big boy.
But I did get into a boss battle with a big enemy. It's kind of your main objective is to point at the target and shoot basically each of them there'll be like a weak point. You shoot it, you fly around, you can land on the floor. You can slide around on the floor, which is really satisfying to do. It's like you can kind of slide and put your boosters on and start like jet surfing around on the sand and like go through the city and stuff like that. So it's got quite satisfying feeling controls. It might need a bit of work in terms of, I think, the feedback in terms of like firing your weapons. I feel like those games. I don't know if this is just me, but you fire a weapon in a game, but you can't tell you're firing it unless you hear like the sound of it. This one didn't have that feedback kind of feel, like that rewarding like that oomph of like the gun going off. Like you don't feel that impact. So for the most of the time I was like, I didn't feel like I was doing anything, but things were exploding when I shot them, I guess. After a while I took a couple of shots at them and then eventually exploded. I was like, I guess I shot them. And the same can be said for when you, the player, gets shot. There's no indication except for a health bar at the top of the screen. But since you're so focused on the actual gameplay and you firing and shooting and exploding, everything like that, and going around and surfing around on the sand, you never really look up to look at your health bar go down. So for the most part, I don't know if I'm taking damage, or if I'm taking a lot of damage, or I'm not taking damage at all. So basically, I kind of just winged it for most of it. Haha, pun, because I'm flying around winging it. But I don't know, it seems fun, but the developers in the actual direct said, we want feedback, we want you to tell us on Twitter, we want to tell us everywhere what we can do to make this game better, which I think is quite good. I've got quite a lot to say on how they can improve it in terms of player feedback. Other than that, it's quite a fun fly around, shoot 'em up, but it's not really like open and linear. It's more like you're in your hangar and then you go out to a thing and then you choose which mission you want to do. You're like, I want to go to this part of the world and do this mission. So it feels very kind of, you get a bit of a disconnect from your hub area from when you go out and like do your missions, because it's like suddenly you're in your hangar, you click on a prompt, loading screen, you're suddenly in another country doing a mission somewhere, and then suddenly you're back in the hangar. So there's a bit of disconnect and a bit of feedback issues, but it seems fun all around. So hopefully the feedback they get from the players will improve the game. I like that they're doing this because there's quite a lot of content there for a demo as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of missions to do, so I think it's quite cool.
Well,
give it a try.
I'll check it out soon. It looks interesting. I'm sure they'll take the feedback, make a better game out of it, similar to Octopath Traveler. Next up, racing games. I absolutely love racing games, and unfortunately there's not a lot of realistic races on the Switch. The best we've got is the Gear Club games, which are based on mobile racing games. So, yeah, they're not all that great. But Grid Autosport will be coming out to the Nintendo Switch later this year. It looked pretty good up until the point where they had some split-screen gameplay. And the frame rate looked like it dropped to like 15 frames. And I was like, oh, you were so close.
Yeah.
But no cigar.
I think some developers are struggling to develop on Switch, which sucks. But hopefully that game in time like improves or something like that. But I'm not too into realistic races anyway. I feel like if I have a racing game, I want to be able to turn upside down and get my wheels to turn into like floating hover wheels and do a flip and then throw a banana peel and make someone fall over. So
what would you say if I told you there's already a game that does that?
Wait, what?
Have you heard of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U?
I thought you meant like Diddy Kong or Sonic race.
Sorry.
Transformed race, man. I don't know what the race Sonic Racing? Is it just Sonic Racing?
Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. There you are.
There you go. Cool, thank you. Alright, next up.
Next up, we've got Hellblade, a game which I don't actually know anything about. It looks like a very artsy kind of game based on story.
Oh, Senua's Sacrifice. Yeah.
That's the one.
There you go. I know about that one. It's basically the character in it is suffering from a lot of hallucinations and psychiatric symptoms, and the people that worked on the game, they got a lot of feedback from people that deal with those issues and stuff like that, and I think some of the people that developed the game actually suffer from those issues. So it's sort of a commentary on that, kind of a Bloodborne, Dark Souls sort of gameplay style, where it's a lot of like reaction, flip around, like do rolls and try and strike at the right time sort of thing, but it visually looks really stunning. So I don't know, and I've heard it's not that long. I could be wrong. I've heard it's a lot shorter than like games like Dark Souls and stuff like that. So if you're into some sick visuals and some good commentary on what people deal with in the real worlds, combined with some fantasy and Dark Souls and difficult gameplay, then yeah, looks pretty cool. But I don't know.
It looks very good as well. I don't know if that was footage from the Xbox version or if they've got it running that well on the Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised. They got Doom running pretty well, with a little bit of sacrifice here and there. But I would say if you're going to play this game anywhere, I don't think it's a pick up and play kind of Switch game, like handheld to the game. And you may as well get the most out of it in terms of visual quality. It's that game you want to get that kind of visual quality out of. So if you're going to play it anywhere, and if you've got it, play it on PS4 or something like that. PC as well, I think, has it, but I mean, I like console, so PS4, I'd probably play it there as opposed to anything else. In fact, I might have it. I may be wrong. I think it was on like one of the free games you get with PSN at one point. I may be wrong. I've got a big library from free games that I've gotten, so I could be wrong. But there you go. If you're going to play it anywhere, play it PS4. But if you don't have PS4, I guess play it Switch. There you go.
Next up is the lightning round, where they had a little compilation of a few little Nintendo Switch games coming out soon. Starting up with Mortal Kombat 11. The Mortal Kombat series is a series I've never actually gotten into. I know a lot about it. I know it has a lot of fans. I've seen heaps of gameplay of it. I know all the characters. Never played it though. This will probably be my first ever Mortal Kombat game. Wow. Jimmy, you ever played Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I've played Mortal Kombat. I quite like it. Yeah, like I played number 10 or X, Mortal Kombat X. It's a good little party game. I quite get into it here and there. It's very violent though, so if you're squeamish, I would say maybe sit it out. But hey, people are into that sort of thing. If you've got anything else to go for, if you've got a PS4, go for like Injustice as well. That's really good. It's got the DC characters, and did you know Injustice has Ninja Turtles?
Dude, I did.
You did know that? That's weird. Anyway, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, hopefully they introduced like some of the weird characters they did in the Mortal Kombat X, because they had like Xenomorph and Predator and
Scooby-Doo?
I wish. Maybe this one. No, if they were going to introduce a really hulking, intense, unbeatable character, they would probably choose Shaggy over Scooby-Doo, if I'm going to say anything. Yeah, so
that's fair.
I don't know. Well, we'll see for this one, I guess. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 11. If you haven't played it, yeah, it is quite fun. It's a bit more of that classic fighter style, not like anything like Smash Bros or anything like that. So, but, yeah, if you can land those, what are they, the fatalities? It's
That's
quite
the one.
gross, but satisfying. So, there you go.
Next up is a super cute game, which I didn't think will be coming to the Switch at all, and a new game by EA on the Switch, which I thought would never happen apart from FIFA, Unravel 2.
Unravel 2, there you go.
The resolution for the game doesn't look all that great, but the Unravel games are extremely cute. I might give it a shot, might just keep it on PS4, who knows.
Yeah, I mean, Unravel 2, the benefit of that game is that it is co-op, and again, so if you can't, like me, don't want to buy a second controller for your PS4, maybe a good pickup for Switch. So I don't know, I might get it for Switch, but again, that's if the quality, the resolution is really nice, because I think a big factor of that game is that it actually looks really pretty, and I don't want that to be like a big downgrade, because yeah, it may have been the bitrate of the stream, but it did look really low res, especially in the zoomed out sections.
Yeah,
so I was a bit worried about that, but who knows? We'll see.
Next up, a game that also looked pretty bad, considering it also released on PS3, Xbox 360 and Wii U, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
What a wild card, because this game, I only found this out as well on the day that it was announced at the Direct. It was actually announced a week earlier to be coming out to PS4 and Xbox One as well. And I didn't know that. It was kind of like silently announced, and really there was no press about it at all. It just kind of, they said, yep, it's coming out, and no one really heard about it. Did you know about that actually at all, or no?
It was also rumoured that it would be coming out on the Nintendo Switch, and everyone was like, oh, it's going to be coming to the Switch, and then a few days later, it got announced for Xbox One and PS4, and everyone's like, oh, looks like it's not coming to Switch now. A few days later after that, got announced in the Nintendo Direct.
It's so weird, because with the PS4 and Xbox One, you can play Assassin's Creed 2, Revelations, Brotherhood, and like basically all the other ones, Black Flag, everything like that. Now you can play 3. The only one you can't play is the first one. So you can play all of them except number 1. So that's really weird. And then for Switch, the only one you can play is the third one, which arguably for a lot of people is probably the worst one. So you're not really getting a lot, and it looks pretty low frame rate, low res, and it's probably, if you've got another console, you may as well play it anywhere else. But I would say with that game, play it only if you're really into the Assassin's Creed series. I actually played a little bit of the third one without the context of the other games as well. I didn't think it was all that bad, but I did think it was actually quite lacking, and didn't really grab me. I didn't play through the whole thing, but I'm assuming in context of the whole series, it's probably not the best one, so I don't know, not really grabbing me at all, so I don't know why I would ever get it on Switch at all, especially with the other ones not being on Switch. So if this was your first entry into it, why bother? You're going to be so confused. Anyway.
Next up, we've got Final Fantasy VII, the Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, and Final Fantasy IX coming out. Final Fantasy VII I've already played. Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, don't have any care for. Final Fantasy IX released the same day as the Direct. I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't played this one. I'll go buy this. So I go head over to the eShop, and it costs about $35.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it is a great game. It looks really good. But I think when you do these re-releases, I think there's sometimes a bit of a stretch when you put them at a higher price. I think like 30 is better than most prices they put for these re-releases with a lot of games, but I don't know. It's something that you're like, well, I could do an illegal and just do a bit of a download here and there instead of paying it for free. So I don't know. I wouldn't pay for it either, so I understand.
Next up was probably one of the coolest announcements, a new Platinum Games release being Astral Chain. People behind Bayonetta, Nier Automata, all those great sort of beat 'em up, action-packed, great games. You're in the future, you're a police person, you got a Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh card thing that creates robot people. It's really weird.
Weird.
It's classic Platinum. I'm so excited for it. It looks so just out there and different. And that's what we need for the Nintendo Switch, especially after the very kind of safe 2018.
Yeah. No, it looks like interesting. When I first saw it, don't know why, I think I told you this in a message as well. I first saw it and immediately I thought, for whatever reason, I thought it was Jet Force Gemini. Have you played Jet Force Gemini? Do you know Jet Force Gemini?
No.
You've never... Oh my god. Okay, it's a Nintendo 64 game. I can't remember who did it, but if you looked it up, like look up Jet Force Gemini and you see the main characters, it's like a female character and a male character, and they kind of wear this sort of armor police looking uniform. Immediately I saw this, I was like, is this like a brand new like reboot for Jet Force Gemini? I immediately saw it. I wasn't disappointed, it actually still looked really cool. And it's cool to get new things instead of remakes of things, so you know what, like I don't mind, whatever. But that's what I first saw when I first saw it. Like I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, it actually looks really kind of cool. I like how the combat looks in it as well. It's not like a game that I would have immediately seen and gone like, wow, buying immediately. But once I saw the gameplay a little bit more and like how the combat looks and the interesting way they're doing it, makes me a bit more interested. So I'll keep my eye on it. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I think it was a very well done trailer as well.
Yeah.
Like the music, the cuts, the story they've shown off. Very intriguing.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be one of those games that right now it's kind of a bit of a sleeper. Like it's kind of, people are mentioning it. People are like, it looks really cool. It's kind of cool. I feel like this game has the potential to be probably one of the best games on the Switch, especially for the first half of its like life cycle. Just by the way it looks like in the next 5-10 years from now, people are going to look back at this game and say like, this was one of the best games on the Switch, this was a fantastic game. Like that's the vibe I get from it. It looks like it's like a up and coming one of the best games, even though it's not for me, but I can see it just being in those bigger lists, those top 10 lists in the next 10 years or so. I don't know, I just have that feeling about that game. So if I have a good feeling about it, you should too, because I'm always negative about everything.
When they finished announcing this, they also teased Bayonetta 3, and they're like, bet you're all wondering what's happening with that game. We're working on it.
I didn't expect anything though. Like I knew it was just gonna be like a mention, something like that. So
I feel like we won't be getting Bayonetta 3 for quite a while. Maybe 2021 or late 2020. I feel. Maybe hopefully a revealed trailer at E3. Fingers crossed.
I feel like that would be a thing because they announced it at E3, didn't they?
No, they announced at the Game Awards 2017.
Wow, really? Was that long ago?
Yeah.
The trailer with the 3 that comes up at the end.
Yep.
And that was 2017.
Indeed, it was.
Not the beginning of 2018, right? So 2017 actually.
December 2017 at the Game Awards.
What month?
December.
Okay, that's kind of better, I guess. It's kind of 2018 then. Okay, but that is a long time ago. Like, I remember, like, that was, like... I feel that was the last E3. Oh, my God.
It was the same time where they also announced the motorbike for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Jeez, yeah. Now I can see why people like... Because every time, like, Bayonetta 3 is, like, mentioned, everyone gets so excited, like, oh, they're going to show gameplay. And I'm always like, oh, no, they probably won't. Yeah, it's probably still in the works. But now actually realizing, especially from you who loves the series, it's probably like a huge thing, like waiting that long. Like I'm not into the series, so I don't really like, every time they announce it, I'm like, or they mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, that game's coming out, cool. But for you, it's like a big deal. It's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, fair enough, makes sense.
And finally, we've got a new top-down Zelda game, a remake of the Game Boy classic Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I've never seen something cuter in my life. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable.
It looks really, really nice. Yeah. Have you ever seen anything from Link's Awakening at all prior to this? Have you heard of it?
Not really.
Yeah.
I know it's a cult classic. Everyone loves it. Never played it. I haven't played all that many top-down Zelda games. I don't know, they're not for me. I prefer me 3D Zeldas, me Ocarina of Time to Breath of the Wild. I played a bit of the 3DS game, but other than that, I'm a newbie when it comes to top-down Zelda. How about yourself?
I when I had my Game Boy, I had because there was, I can't remember what it was called, but I think they just actually released it. But I had the original Legend of Zelda on my Game Boy. So I did play that when I was a kid. I can say that I played the original Zelda. There you go. But that game was terrible. I hated it, actually. Because you can't figure anything out. There's no, like, sense of where you gotta go and, like, what you gotta do. It's just kind of a big old mystery. But the good thing about, like, a game like Link's Awakening, which I think I had, but I didn't play it because I was like, well, I've got the other Zelda. I need to finish this Zelda first before I go to the other Zelda. Dumb old me. I think I probably put it in because I recognized the opening cutscene. That's to me, I like that's in my head. I remember that, which is like the storm, and that you see his like cartoony weird face, his weird cartoon face, and the lightning kills him, and then he's suddenly on an island, and you don't know if it's a dream or not, I guess. Anyway, it's called Link's Awakening, so obviously he wakes up from a dream. Anyway, sorry.
Spoilers.
Sorry, spoilers. Yeah, it's in the title. Shut up. But yeah, no, it's I've heard it's like a lot of people have said it's like the best. Like it's like one of those like underrated Zelda games. It's always in those like top 10 underrated games lists. I think for like Zelda franchise, it's always like the handheld versions. But it's going to be very similar to Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds, especially I think Link to the Past because obviously it came around that sort of era. So I'm just excited for it. I want to play it. Like it looks really cool. I like what they've done a cool art style with the like the really like shiny clay and like the what do they call it? I guess the hard focus, like where they've got like the background really blurry and they've got the foreground as well really blurry. You see depth of field, yeah, but it's like a really hard kind of like focus on it. Like it's really like it kind of creates that illusion that it's really small. Yeah, and I guess that kind of plays into I guess the whole the dream-like place that it is. I would say so. I think it would definitely add to the game as opposed to taking away from it. Because with obviously the original one, it was like black and white. Unless I think it was the DX version. I think that was in color. Yeah, I think that the new look and everything like that is going to add to it, especially because like in the original one, very much like the original Zelda. Obviously, you may not have experienced it, or maybe you have through the online on the Switch. With the original Zelda and the Zelda Link's Awakening, they basically divide the world up into different screens. So you would get to the edge of the screen, then it would like pause and then scroll over to the next screen. And I guess that to me that would always take away from it. It would feel like a bit closed off. But the thing with this one is that it doesn't do that. You just freely walk around, which I was like that's the way I want to play a 3D a top-down Zelda game. It's like, you know, Link to the Past kind of. I think that sort of had some loading screens. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. Just it looks really cute. It's what I've been looking forward to. It's what I would have wanted out of the next Zelda game. I didn't expect there to be another Zelda game just because I don't know. It was because there was the rumors, right, of like they were doing a Zelda game every year, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right. Okay. And what I'm thinking what they might be doing, if they're going to stick to this, they may do a 3D Zelda and then a 2D Zelda, then a 3D Zelda and a 2D Zelda, 3D Zelda, 2D Zelda, and keep that kind of going. And I hope that doesn't take the quality away, but since they've got a 2-year time gap between each one, might help quite a bit. So,
and then of course they've always got the Wii U ports, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD.
I hope they come. I'm very much like on the boat that they may not come for a long time, but I really do, because I really want those games. But yeah, because they've got the chance to do that, because yeah, they can do this game. The next year they can just go like Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and just start releasing like remakes, and then have time to release like a sort of more Breath of the Wild-esque game in like the next 4 years or so. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to just see some more Zeldas. That's
exactly.
Because I think they're going to kind of do a similar thing to what they're doing with Pokemon, where they're going to do a mainline Pokemon, then they're going to do a Let's Go sort of game, then another mainline, then a Let's Go. This one will be, as I said, 3D, 2D, 3D, 2D, kind of balancing the different audiences. The more maybe, because 2D Zeldas aren't particularly easier, but maybe a bit more entry level. So I don't know, they might be able to expand their audiences a little bit by releasing different versions of the same game every other year. Anyway,
so
looks cool.
There we go. There was the Nintendo Direct for February 2019. There was a lot to get through. We got through it all. Jimmy, your overall thoughts on everything that was shown?
I think it was quite a good Direct. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Some things I'm excited for. Obviously, there's things that people have been looking forward to, and people have been talking about for a long time. Certain games and stuff like that weren't announced and stuff like that, which, like, I get people being disappointed by that, but sometimes it's best to just not have any expectations at all and just let it happen. But obviously, people can't control exactly what they're excited about, and that's fair. But I enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what comes out this year, because it looks like it's going to be a pretty good year. Anyway, what's your thoughts? How do you feel about this year so far?
So after the Direct, I was like, yeah, it was alright. Some of the stuff wasn't my cup of tea, but looking back at it, there was so much announced. A lot of stuff that I feel like would be sleeper hits. Stuff where you kind of like, I don't really care right now, but when it comes out and you play it, you're like, oh my god, this is actually amazing.
That's what Astral Chain looks like to me, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, looks like it's going to be really good stuff.
We might not see another Nintendo Direct for a while. I'm guessing April 26th. That's when I reckon the next Direct's going to happen. Just you wait.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea. You usually get them in the middle of the week, though, so I'll go, like, a bit earlier than that, maybe. It's like April.
Well, at least the week of April 26th. That's my prediction.
Maybe, I would say, like, maybe like April 19th, and then you kind of get them talking about the new Smash Bros. Update and that, and then it releases the following week or the next 2 weeks or so. So sometime in April, I'd say the next one comes out, because that's when you're going to get the new Smash content. That's probably when it's going to come out. So if there's any rumors about anyone having from now until April, pretty much discredit them. That's how I'm going to feel about it. I won't get too excited. I know that they're going to probably focus on Smash, and then hopefully maybe talk about some other things that have been announced, and then maybe talk about Animal Crossing, which got announced. So that's going to be coming out later this year. What was the other game that was coming out later this year? Pokemon.
Pokemon, there you go.
Pokemon, there you go. So I would expect next Direct. Oh, again, as I said, I didn't want to build up hope or anything, but there you go. I expect maybe Pokemon, a bit of Animal Crossing, and possibly, the Smash update. That's a given, I think. So there you go.
But it looks like we'll probably just have to wait until April to see what comes of that. April 26th for the Direct. Who knows? There's my prediction. What's your prediction on the Nintendo Direct? Let us know in the comment section below. And stay subscribed to Nintendo Lounge for everything Nintendo and Jimmy.
Yes, and me. Bye.
Bye-bye.